Hey everyone, it's Kelly with Brave Parenting. It's August. It's time to send our children back to school. So whether your kiddos are going to public school, private school, or you're homeschooling them, there are ways for us to be brave as we send our children back to get an education, right? So we want our kids to thrive in school, not only in their education sense, but to thrive emotionally, socially, and spiritually. So let's look at some ways that we can be brave sending our kids back to school. First, we need to know and abide by our school's phone policies. Chances are you're going to receive your school's cell phone policy, and you and the student are going to have to sign off acknowledging that you know it. Now, if your school has a policy where the phone is to be turned off and completely away for the school day, parents, please abide by this. Don't text your child during the school day or expect them to text you. Abide by the policy and don't tempt them to text when they're not supposed to. Also, at home, you can write your own code of conduct for how your children will interact during the school year with their smartphones or devices. When will the phone or device be accessible in the morning, as well as after school, during homework or extracurricular activities? How will your child be allowed to use that device? And at what time at night will it be turned in? These boundaries being firmly established will help our children thrive. When they know the expectation, they can operate in them much more successfully. A way that you can help accomplish these sort of code of conducts and policies is by using texting time limits. Most cellular service providers offer these for a small monthly fee. This is an example from AT&T Smart Limits. They use school restrictions, and this is where it blocks your child's phone from receiving or sending text messages during the school hours that you establish. Now, you can give a break maybe during lunch period if they're allowed to use their phones during that time. And you can also set up a wait list to where maybe mom, dad, or grandma is still allowed to text in case there was an emergency, regardless of these school restrictions. But this is a great way to help our children not be distracted by incoming texts during the day when they should be learning. Also, you can turn off your child's camera. Now, most schools have specific policies about camera usage or taking pictures or videos inside of the school. But also at home, the social pressure that is on our children today to take inappropriate pictures or videos is very high. Acknowledging this, turn your child's camera off if they do not have the maturity to make the wise choice and not take inappropriate pictures or pictures or videos when they're not supposed to. This is easily accomplished on the Apple iPhone under the password-protected parental controls. One tap can just turn off your child's camera and they cannot turn it back on. The same way, you can delete gaming apps, right? This is going to be a brave way because your children won't want you to do this, but the lazy days of summer are over. So those days where they could play video games more, those are done too. It is too easy for a child to become distracted and play a video game during maybe a boring class or when it's an awkward social situation and they just want to find an escape. Gaming can do that for them, but we want our children to thrive in those social situations as well as in their classes. So delete these gaming apps from their phone during the school year. This can be accomplished also under the parental controls on the iPhone very easily by inhibiting their ability to install apps. Once you've deleted the app, they can't reinstall it when this is turned off, especially if they don't know the iTunes password, they can't reinstall it. Equally, you can turn off or limit the internet browser on your child's phone. Now, a lot of students will say that their teachers are requiring them to access the internet from their phone. I've yet to find a school or a teacher that absolutely requires them to have internet access on their phone. If they're going to ask the student to use the internet, they've got to provide another way for the student to access the internet. So be brave. Turn off the internet or limit it. You can do this on the iPhone very easily by either turning off Safari or, for sure, limit adult content because pornography watching in schools is rising rapidly. Inhibit your children's ability to do this. Don't let them have that cave to temptation there. If your school uses Google Classroom, you can limit the websites to just being Google or Google Classroom related to help them achieve and succeed in that classroom setting. Also, at home, you can monitor and filter the home computer. Now that students will be doing more projects and writing papers at home, they're going to be using the home computer more often. So it's important to have these basic filters already set up. You can go to braveparenting.net, and there are tutorials on how to do this on both the Mac and the PC computer. Also, it's important to just generally monitor what's going on with the computer. There's free software that you can use called Spirix on a home PC. Now, we recommend that you tell your child in advance. All of your computer usage is going to be monitored. So make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So that way, if you're writing a history paper, you're not actually jumping over into maybe like a texting website and texting someone you shouldn't be, or playing a video game when you shouldn't be. When children know that all of their activity can be monitored, they're much more likely to be held accountable to that good behavior and good character that they should be demonstrating. Also, this just helps set the tone, because not only is schools, are schools monitoring their computer use and internet use, but places of work and businesses in their future will always be monitoring their usage as well. So there shouldn't be a privacy of sorts at home that they can access anything and hide it. Monitor it and help keep them accountable. Now, parents, one of the most important ways that you can be brave this school year is no phubbing after school. Phubbing is a fun little play on words that's called phone snubbing. That's where your children are home and maybe they're trying to talk to you about their day or tell you a funny story, even if you don't think it's funny, right? But you're just on your phone, or you're texting someone, or you're checking your email. Put the phone down. Your children want to communicate with you. They want to talk to you. Most children will say that they can't stand their parents' phone because it's always distracting them. Set the example and be a role model. Put the phone down and show your children that they too can put their phone down and that you can communicate and listen to one another. Otherwise, as your children grow up, you're going to be the one phubbed. When you want their attention when they're in high school and you want to talk and hear about their day, they're going to end up phubbing you. So set the example, be the role model right now after school. And finally, be brave and stay informed. Don't get comfortable. Once you set up these restrictions and filters and you have all of these things in place, it's easy to just sit back and think, okay, we're good for the school year. But technology changes, influences on your children can change. You have to stay informed as to what's going on. Now, at braveparenting.net, you can always go there and check out some of our updated content and resources that we are posting, as well as subscribe to Brave Parenting emails or our YouTube channel videos. You can also follow us on Facebook, where we share articles and news all related to parenting and building character in our kids amidst technology and media. Finally, you can jump over to Amazon.com and purchase our new book, Managing Media, Creating Character. This is a book about helping establish standards for our children as they grow up amidst this technology and media. It's not about rules, and it's not about hovering or over-parenting our children. It's just about acknowledging the technology that's out there and helping our kids thrive in this, both emotionally, socially, intellectually, and spiritually. Thank you so much for joining me at Brave Parenting. My name is Kelly. Until next time, go and be brave. And if you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel.